The H-1B system operates on a lottery too, so there's no guarantee that someone is going to actually get the seat. And the question is whether the companies are going to be willing to pick up that tab. So in a sense, what Trump is doing is now having some tension with many of these companies that are extremely wealthy and that are supporting him.
Big news from Washington that's sending shockwaves across Silicon Valley and Bengaluru. The Trump administration has dropped a policy bombshell, a $100,000 annual fee on new H-1B visas. And trust me, the ripple effects could be massive, not just for tech giants, but for families, economies, and the global innovation ecosystem.
But this also does touch very clearly into the Trump doctrine, which is, give me money and I'm all good with things, right? So in a nutshell. So everything from the golden visa to connections to, foreign governments and so on, it's all about pay to play, right? So, but at the same time, that's not going to work very well in this technology industry. Note, the Trump administration has made massive investments into AI around this. And so who's going to take over those jobs? This is going to have a huge issue on the labor force in tech. Note already big tech is interested in hiring almost nobody and spending almost nothing, right? They're cutting many jobs.
So what's really going on? Let's break it down. At the heart of this issue is the H-1B visa, the golden ticket for foreign professionals, especially from India, to work in the US. These are the engineers, programmers, scientists, the brains behind some of America's biggest tech breakthroughs. Last year alone, 71% of all H-1B visas went to Indians. But now, the Trump administration is slapping a $100,000 annual fee on new H-1B applications, and with just 1 day's notice. That's not a policy change, that's a shockwave.
As we see already, and hiring large language model researchers, people getting pushed out by AI. But the thing that's glaringly missing is the vision for the American worker or workers around the world, right? Trump said that his investments into AI and Stargate would create tens of thousands of jobs. Where are those jobs? What are those jobs? When are those jobs coming? What are they going to look like? I want to remind everybody that Silicon Valley was very much built by our university systems, at least in part, Americans tied to those university systems, and immigrants, right? Silicon Valley would not be successful without all of these. In the meantime, what we see Trump doing is attacking universities in lots of different ways, including my own, and attacking immigrants.
India's Ministry of External Affairs is already raising red flags, warning of humanitarian consequences and family disruptions. Major companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and Goldman Sachs are telling their H-1B employees, don't travel. Don't leave the US. Because this isn't just a fee, it's a signal that the immigration landscape is shifting fast and unpredictably. India's IT trade body, NASSCOM, is calling this out. With India's $283 billion tech outsourcing industry so reliant on H-1B talent, this move could disrupt ongoing US projects and force companies to move more work offshore. Here's the kicker. This fee comes alongside a new $1 million gold card US residency program. In other words, if you've got cash, you're welcome. If you've got skills, you'll need to pay up. And that has serious consequences for the US and the global AI and tech race, especially against China. Even Elon Musk, not exactly a fan of immigration, has warned against choking off H-1B visas. The US simply doesn't produce enough homegrown tech talent to fill the gaps. Without foreign brains, innovation slows. And it's not just India. South Korea is assessing the fallout too, especially after a recent immigration raid at a Hyundai LG battery plant in Georgia. The message is loud and clear. No one's immune from this visa shakeup. So what does all this mean? For now, this is a policy aimed at narrowing the pipeline of foreign talent into the US, but it might just push global companies to send that talent somewhere else, maybe back to India or to rising hubs like Singapore and Toronto. The world's tech game is competitive, and the US have just made itself a little more attractive. Don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Should skilled workers have to pay $100,000 just to contribute to another country's economy? I'm your host, Emily. See you on the next one.